Yeah, my name is Peter Ayeni. I'm from Nigeria. Presently the founder and chief technology officer of Mbele. Mbele is a social enterprise in Nigeria that is using technology innovation to make access to quality education and affordable for everyone.
Yes, we can, sure we can change the world.
Welcome to the YALI Voices Podcast, your home for sharing the best stories from the Young African Leaders Initiative Network. Be sure to subscribe to the YALI Voices Podcast and visit yali.state.gov to stay up to date on all things YALI. Peter Ayeni is the founder and chief technology officer of Mbele, a social enterprise that uses innovative technology to make quality education accessible, fun, and rewarding, creating lifetime learners. Peter has also worked on democracy and human development projects in Nigeria, such as Watching the Vote and Not Too Young to Run. He's also a 2018 Mandela Washington Fellow who is driven by his desire to use technology for social good. Peter starts our conversation by sharing the tragic event that devastated his family, but led him to the path he now finds himself on.
My mom actually she's not Leonard, so she's one of the most powerful and women I've ever met, and she have a lot of influence on me. And that's the reason why I take my education so seriously. And she wanted to do everything for us to get quality education. So she worked as a petty business owner. She was pretty doing well for not being educated, but something happened to her business. And it was a Friday morning. We woke up and we ate our breakfast. Every one of us head to school. And in the afternoon, I was at the school and someone came for me and they told me that two of my siblings had been knocked down by a runaway driver and both of them died that day. And that devastated my mom. And for almost 3 months, she was not herself. And her business went down and everything. And that began an era of hardship and abject poverty for the family. So I have to withdraw from private school to a public school during that period. And it was so tough for me. My education went down the line. I wasn't myself and I wasn't really doing great academically. So after that, when I got to junior secondary school, I was doing so badly, so woefully. So that was the day I got my report card and it was all F red everywhere. I felt so bad about myself. Like I've really got so down academically. But something happened that day. When I was going home, I saw some group of seniors checking out a report card and I moved closer to them and I saw this senior that have straight A's. And I spoke to myself that day, if he can do it, I can. And I got home during that holiday, dusted my books and picked myself up and started reading again.
After recommitting himself and excelling in school, Peter realized that he wanted to, as he put it, use his skills for the betterment of humanity, to help and give back. He volunteered for NGOs and with a friend started Applause Nigeria. It ultimately led him to create Mbele, a social enterprise that provides educational content.
So I teamed up with a friend of mine and we started a project called Applause Nigeria. So where we profile young Nigeria, vibrant Nigeria, informal and informal sector that are doing great things to inspire others. So after that, I was recommended to YAGA as a consultant for them. So when I joined YAGA, that was where my first step into social entrepreneurship and development sector. So I revamped their digital platform and started working on different projects. That was why I worked on Not Too Young to Run. I worked on Watching the Vote. And I work on other legislative engagement projects also. So it was here that I learned about the SDG goals and everything. I'm like, okay. And I found a report by UNICEF that said that Nigeria may not meet the SDG goal in education until 2070. So I was like, wow, we have to do something about it. So, and I look around me, I'm like, okay, technology can actually help solve the problem in education. So that is why the idea for Mbele come. Okay, so the model Mbele works on is we believe that some of the people that need this access to education may not be able to afford it. So we work with corporate organizations to fund the production of the content so that we can make it available online for free for the students. So, and after that, we have premium content that we are creating right now. Presently, I've been able to partner with a lot of YALI fellows that are educationalists. So after this, I'm going to be traveling to Kenya, to Botswana, to record content across the continent that we are going to be putting on the platform. So there are some sections of the content that is going to be paid for, but they are going to be very, very subsidized. So, and there are some one that have been paid for by corporate organizations, especially the one in academics. We are currently creating content from users between in SS1 to SS3 and in junior secondary school also. But all this content is going to be available for free because it has been paid for.
Before starting Mbele, Peter was actively involved in the efforts to promote free, fair, and safe elections in Nigeria, as well as find positive ways for youth to participate in the political process. He talks about the work he did at Watching the Vote, the Youth Initiative for Advocacy and Advancement, or YIGA, the National Democratic Institute, and Not Too Young to Run.
Watching the Vote is actually a citizen-led election observation that is driven by data. So when I was with YAGA works on the election space, and they have been observing the election in a more traditional way. So in the last election in Edo, Benin, so we come up with a more strategic way to observe election using data. So we deployed observers to different polling units, and we give them a cell phone. And we have all the observations encoded, so they can send it to us in real time, and we can be able to analyze those reports and give the public real-time information via Twitter, social media, reporting, and everything. So it was really fantastic. So after the election in Edo, so YAGA partnered with NDI to take the process to the next level. And NDI have a very good sophisticated software, so which is more powerful than when we're using Benin, and that was what we deployed in Ondo. So it's really wonderful working with NDI, and we're able to get real-time data, scientifically proven, and we can able to deliver real-time what is happening on election day to the public. Number one, we do what we call pre-election observation. So they observe the political party engagement, we analyze the security environment, so INEC preparedness, all these things have been done. So, and Watching the Vote actually thrive on information dissemination, which is something that is so powerful that we do very well. So we go to all radio stations in the states. So we do a program we call Watching the Vote specifically to that. Like in Ondo State is a Yoruba-speaking state in the western part of Nigeria. We do all of our programming on radio were in Yoruba, some in English, and we even go to length of doing broken English so that we can include everyone to get the concept of what we're doing. So, and prior to the election, aside, social media is very powerful. We use the hashtag Watching the Vote. So when you check the hashtag, you can see all the trends. And also we use the Ondo Decide hashtag also. So after that, we have the pre-election press release. So we're all our journalists from all over the state comes in, and journalists from the national also come in. And we gave them everything that have been observed prior to the election and what to expect. And after that, the document, the press release is also made available on the watchingthevote.org website, where citizens can download them. Not Too Young to Run, it's a project that is so dear to me, and I was really excited about the success, because all of us at YAGA were so proud of what we were able to achieve, not only YAGA, but as youths in Nigeria, because this gave us a lot of confidence that if we come together, collaboration actually wins. So I'm so excited about other young youth-led organizations in Nigeria coming together to support this movement, and it become a revolution today. So in Not Too Young to Run, actually, specifically, I work in the digital aspect of the campaign. So I developed the campaign website, so the social media designs, and we have a web app that we aggregate all the content that flows from the Not Too Young to Run hashtag, and we're able to analyze everything, disseminate information and everything, which is so powerful and fantastic. So I think, and all the team members were fantastic. Ibrahim, I would like to mention him, is the head of the youth department in YAGA, and he did a very fantastic job. And also Cynthia Mbamalu, so which is the project manager of YAGA, fantastic people. So, and I think that YAGA is one organization that most of us that work together, we are all youths under the age of 35. So that shows leadership, that Nigeria is not as if we are just saying not too young to run alone. We are young people leading this cause. And we see it through to the fact that it was assent to by the president. That means Nigerians youth are really ready to do stuff. So YAGA today have cut across not just Nigeria, but across Africa. So that shows that youth-led organization can do fantastic things, just like Code. A lot of young people are there doing great job. So I think this is time for the youth. This is our time, and we have to seize the opportunity. I think getting youth involved will really help us to get to where we are going to, because we are the one that dreams. We are the one that we can't wait. We are the one that want to get things done. And if you look at the way, I'll just put it in the startup environment. The concept of a startup is that you have little resources, and you want to make effective use of that resources in the best way possible. And that is the entrepreneurial spirit that Nigerian youth has. Let me give you an example. When I started in Mbele, I told you that I have family to support. I have little money to work with. So today, Mbele is a phenomenon in Nigeria today. Like everybody is talking about it. A lot of people want to join what we are doing and everything. And I will tell you that the only money that we have used so far is less than 2 million naira. And look at what we have been able to do as a youth organization, leveraging on collaboration and partnership. So that is the same spirit that Nigerian youth are going to bring into government. In Nigeria, we have a lot of resources. So imagine if we come from the kind of startup mentality and entrepreneurship. When we handle the Nigerian economy, we are going to be proactive because we want to try things, fail fast, and innovate. So innovation is the key. So, and you can't get innovation, from the older people. They have spent their time. The innovation can only come from the young generation. These are people that are willing to try. They were willing to fail and say, I'm sorry, I failed, but I'm going to try again. In Nigeria, the older generation don't apologize. And they felt bad making mistakes. For instance, if I failed in Mbele today, I'll say, I'm sorry, but I'm going to try. I'm not afraid to fail. So, and that is the spirit we need in our governance. Presently, I'm already working with young people across the YALI network in Nigeria because we have a lot of young people declaring for positions, and we know that resources is very limited for them. So we are looking at, okay, what can we leverage on? For instance, I've been part of social media publicity and everything for Not Young to Run, that become a global campaign. So I believe that if we can bring all these skills together and help our young people that don't have a lot of money to spend, and we can give them good branding, communicate their message to the people. And I think when the people can, because effective communication is important in election, and we can leverage on that. My hope for the upcoming Nigeria, my hope for the election in 2019 is to see something better than what happened in 2015. So I want international community, I want even individual citizens to say that, yes, this is the most credible election ever. So, and I bet that our current president is a man of integrity and is going to see that walk through and show to the world that, yes, he's actually a man of integrity through this election, because this election is a litmus test for him also as a person. So I'm very, very hopeful that this election is going to be the best election ever. Coming from watching the vote perspective, so I've like 2 to 3 years experience in observing election. I would say credible election is not just about I declared winner and I accept it, or there was no violence or something. It's not just about that. Credible election starts from the planning to the end. So the process. So that is why you see in the work of watching the vote, we try to educate the citizen that it's not just about the result. It's about the process that leads to the announcement of the result. Well, the arrival of the officials. Are people buying votes? These are the things that we need to look for. So you can't say that you declare winner after a lot of people are buying votes. So how much, about election education also, these are the process. So credible election for me is an election where all the process are right. My vision of a successful election is an election without bloodshed. Because I lived in the north for quite some time now, and during the last election that we had, I was in Kano during that period, and it was horrible what happened, that the election violence. So election violence is not something that we want to have. It's really cruel and it's bad. A lot of we have what we call this NYSC corp member. So in Nigeria, when you finish your undergraduate studies, you are posted to different parts of the country to go and serve. So, and some of these people were used during election as election officials, and most of them were being like a target of attack when there is election violence. So these are brilliant in Nigeria that are willing to serve the country. So my success of an election is it doesn't want the blood. So I want an election that is credible, that the process is genuine, there is no bloodshed.
Peter has big plans for Mbele, and he's excited about developing innovative platforms to share educational content across the continent.
Yeah, for Mbele, presently, I have really high hope for it. After this program, I was fortunate to be posted to Kellogg Business School. So, and Kellogg is one of the top 10 business in the world. So I'm so proud right now. So what I'm looking for Mbele is actually for us to scale across West Africa and also East Africa, because when I was in Kellogg, I was able to make a partnership with a fellow from Kenya. So we are going to be working together to create content for the Eastern region of Africa. So we are looking at, because the platform is ready at mbeleacademy.org. So now what we are working on is creating more content for people, because another thing we are leveraging on is there are a lot of content in the world today. So we are already in talk with organizations that have in-house content that they think will be useful to people in Africa. So we are speaking with them to aggregate this content on our platform, so that the next thing we are doing is to educate people that, okay, this platform is available with a whole lot of content, you can take advantage of them. And we have made the platform as supportive and interactive as possible. So when you are learning on Mbele, you are not alone. There's a community of teachers and learners that are going to be teaching you to learn. So I think another thing I'm excited about, what we are acting on right now, is we are working on Mbele smart speakers. So because we are talking of innovation and getting ahead in education, so smart technology and IoT is something that is wonderful, and Google, Amazon, they are leading in this way. But I think in Africa also we can do something that can be more affordable for people. So we are working on a Mbele Learning Assistant. There's going to be a smart speaker that can interact. Young people, old people can speak with and they can learn. So it's going to be base educational smart speaker. So I'm looking towards to that. I think the vision for success for Mbele is actually the vision of Mbele itself. So our own vision is to create an Africa of economic prosperity for everyone through knowledge sharing. So because we believe knowledge is power. I remember some years ago, I read this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. And Akkad shared his story, how his dad gave him a tablet of wisdom and 10 bags of gold. So, and he went to a foreign country and he spent all the gold and he was left with nothing in just a short period of time, making bad decisions because he never read. So after he was left with nothing, he was like, okay, what else do I have? He went back to the tablet of gold and read it. After reading it, he started doing menial jobs, raised some little money, and before you know it, he made time multiple of what his father gave him because of what? Knowledge. So, and that is exactly what we want to do at Mbele, to enrich Africans through knowledge. Yeah, I think my advice to young Nigerians all over, even African YALI network members, is that it's not going to be easy. I've got a lot of emails, people tell me about their great vision, I want to be this, Peter, I love what you're doing, you are inspiration to us. I love to share my story a lot to encourage people. So what I normally say is this: if I can do it, you too can do it. Some years, 15 years back, I saw someone that did it. And I said to myself, if he can do it, I can only do it better. So whatever I can achieve, it means that you also can achieve. So, and there are a lot of inspiration about us. So it's not about dreaming alone, it's about starting. So that is where a lot of people get it wrong. No matter how small it is, put your idea out there. Just go for it. So when I started in Mbele, it was difficult. I tell to people, I don't even know where I was going. But I just imagine resigning your job and you don't really know what to do, but I'm like, I just want to serve, I just want to help. So just start from somewhere. No, it doesn't matter. We have a place we are going to. Go and volunteer. Some people said there is no job, nothing I could do. There are a lot of organizations looking for people to help. If you are looking for a job, you're not going to get it. But if you are looking to serve and to help, doors will be open for you. So start helping, start giving back, start collaborating. And before you know it, the vision will be clear. You get more support, more doors will be opened for you. And from there, the sky is just a starting point. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, for the work you've done to ensure peaceful democratic elections in Nigeria. And here's wishing you success with Mbele. Be sure to come back for more inspiring stories from young African leaders on the YALI Voices podcast. Join the YALI network at yali.state.gov and be a part of something bigger. Our theme music is Go Happen by Grace Jerry and produced by the Presidential Precinct. The YALI Voices podcast is brought to you by the U.S. Department of State and is part of the Young African Leaders Initiative, which is funded by the U.S. government.